So there we are. Okay, so let's go through this, okay? Harpagoimen astuages dicintaten et ethica. Kuroda pera voluon et kale tus autus ton magon oito enukneonatoi talote ekrinan. So let's work through this, okay?
On the one hand, osteoarthritis have a place upon Harpagus.
What? Oh my gosh. What was that? What? Okay, there it is. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So Harpagus or Osteoarges.
Having placed upon.
This is just an aorist.
Okay. Osteoarthritis placed upon Harpagus. These things.
This
Justice.
it's justice. Yes.
Of Cyrus.
On the other hand,
okay.
Hera kuru buluon.
About Cyrus. He wished.
That's budomai, right?
Okay. This is like this order.
So you remember Mithridates and Argoste, and they came up with this idea, the things that were de, bu, you,
The things
mata.
that had happened.
Okay. No. All right. So he's doing something about Cyrus, right?
Yeah.
And so he ekale.
He called.
He called tus autus ton magon.
The Magi of
The autus, the same of the Magi, who
revealed.
Who ekrinon, who judged.
Oh, okay, yeah. Judged.
To and hypnion.
Is that the dream?
The thing in sleep. For him. Tate is adverbial in this way.
Okay.
So what would buluon mean? In Athens, they had a group of citizens called the boule.
Right.
Okay, what did the boule do?
It's the council.
Yeah. So what would buluon mean?
To receive, to give counsel?
To consult.
To consult,
Right? Okay. So consulting about planning, consulting.
Consulting about Cyrus.
What am I going to do with Cyrus?
Right.
Okay.
He called the same of the Magi to
Who?
Is that just an aorist or is it
Which one?
the last part?
Ekrinon?
Yeah.
This is an aorist, right? Okay. Now, so how do we know that this is an aorist? Temporal augment, very good. We've got a secondary ending, right? Third person plural.
Is there something
different? Why isn't that an imperfect?
Is there something different about that?
Well, what's the thematic vowel? Alpha. Okay.
That's for aorist.
That's an aorist, right? Okay, so what's going on with this particular aorist? No, the accents are okay.
Okay.
What do we usually associate with this alpha? Forms of this aorist that have an alpha. Let's see.
I don't know. Is it something about the voice? Like there's usually a signal.
Yeah, usually sigma. Okay.
Why is there not a signal?
Okay, so we've got, for example, poiao, right? Poiao, poieso, and poiesa, right? The poiesa.
Right,
Okay, there's a sigma alpha. Okay.
right.
So this is a first aorist because it's got the alpha. It doesn't have a sigma because it ends in this liquid. It ends in a nu. Okay. And so there are some of these. So for example, meno. Let's say my name meno. Oops. Meno. Meno in the future. Amena. It means I wait. I
Okay,
anticipate, okay? I expect, okay? And here we have the same thing happening. Emina, it's a first aorist, but because the stem ends in a nu, we don't have a sigma.
okay.
And that sort of makes sense because what are you gonna do with a new sigma? Okay, all right, so. So afikomenus da eroto haastuages tinahodoi ekrinon autoi tein opsum. So astuages,
Yes, is that arriving?
those having arrived.
Those having arrived.
Uh-huh.
He said,
Well, what's this right here? Tina hodoi. What is that? What kind of something that begins with this?
is that indirect discourse? He said to them having arrived, that matters.
Well, what kind of word is this? Tina.
It's a demotion.
It's a pronoun, right?
It's a pronoun.
Okay, but this accent tells us what's kind of pronoun.
Oh, it's not the question. Where is it?
It is the
It
question.
is the question,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it's an interrogative, okay?
Okay.
So this is not said, but what?
Asked.
Asked, okay? Ask those having arrived, tina hodoi.
What they saw, or is that like what?
Oh, this is from hodos.
Was that road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally, in what way? We have exactly
Okay.
the same figurative use of road, okay? In what way did you ekrinon,
Judge.
or interpret, in opsin?
What?
In what way did they judge?
In what way did you interpret this?
Did they interpret
Did they interpret the
the
visions?
vision for him?
For him?
Uh-huh. Hoida,
They. What's the present form thing?
lego,
They said.
ero, they said,
They said according to
Uh-huh.
these things,
to the same things.
to the same.
Because you note that there's a little difference in that accent, so we wouldn't normally, so the same, tauta, these things would be this, okay? But what this is short for is ta, alta,
Okay. Which is
the same
the
things.
same.
So they said according to the same things. Okay, legontes,
The sword?
well, this is what kind of word is this?
It's, is it a, is it a person?
Saying
Saying
that,
something not true, like.
that crane, so here we have indirect discourse.
Okay, can we look at the note on that? I don't remember.
Yeah. Absolutely. Crane. Esto crane sunal leifonto to onoma crei, kai to rema ein.
So it's. I'm not sure.
So, into to crane are taken together, okay, are brought together to onoma
The noun
crei and to rema ein.
which is a form of anger.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ho, which is to tritu kai to heniku in parataktatoi to ema, which is
Third person.
right?
Singular.
Third person singular, imperfect,
Imperfect.
because ema, the verb to be can't be passive, right?
Right.
Okay. Imperfect of the verb to be.
Okay.
Okay, so
So like having been.
you saw to triton kai e kaston anagnosma. You saw the third and what?
11th? 21st.
The third and the what? Is it gonna be decaton? Which would be what? 3 and what? 3 and 10, or 3 and 20? 23rd reading. And here's what you saw. Al esoi philon tutu. And if this is philon soi, philos, dear,
Good. Okay. Yeah.
dear to you. Huto genesai, to have become such a way.
Okay.
Cre, it is something. To amon huperatestai, my doing this in this way is cre.
Please.
No, well, this is the verb. Epitideos means in an appropriate way.
Okay.
An appropriate way.
So.
And to boethema, headed to cre.
The noun, I'm just trying to think of noun that would be.
Necessary. It's a necessity.
Okay.
Okay.
A necessity. So. To be necessary is the verb. That verb.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. That, okay. Saying that it was necessary for Tom Paida, for the child to Basiliusa,
to rule.
to rule. if, right,
If,
this is a new word, it's from zoidzo, from Zao, excuse me. Epa,
to survive,
to survive, If he survived, and me apethana,
did not,
and did not proteron, the fourth, okay? If he doesn't die, if he survives and doesn't die first, we would say first in our language, then it's necessary for this child to rule.
Okay.
Ho astuages amebita,
respond,
answered, autus,
them,
responded to them
and so,
with the following toys, to a literally logos, with the following things, right? So,
following thing,
ho pais esta,
the
child is, and the child periesta,
and the child is around,
yeah. And, okay, so now we have a sort of new sentence. And hoi paides ectes comes,
from
the children from the village,
and the children from the village,
este santo,
assigned,
well, yeah,
made him to
established.
establish,
This is from histema, right? So
set up
set him up as basileia,
as king,
They set up auton
him as king.
as king, right? Okay.
Let me write that down.
And he was, and this describes him at the time, di dominon ep agru, excuse me.
That's awesome. Is that
It's a new word.
participle?
Participle, huh?
To
Who was
live in central.
who was living at the time,
Who's living-
ep agros, from which we get the word agriculture,
living
agronomy,
as
upon
on
the land, okay? In other words, in the countryside, right? In agrois, okay, literally among the fields, in agrois means, in the country, as opposed to in astoi, in the city. Okay, so the child survives, he's here, and the kids from the village established him as a king while he was living out in the countryside.
Okay.
And ho pais, right? He teleosa. Telos is related to the word telos, right? And okay.
So is that like he
So we've seen the verb tell you ta'o, right? Tell you ta'o, which means to finish as in one's life, okay, to come to an end. Okay, so this is a similar thing, but it's not the same verb, but it's built on the same stem as telos.
Okay.
You might say that he accomplished or he completed. Panta. Everything. As many things as hoi basileis, kings. Alethi logo. So here logos is a theory, idea, as a rule, okay? According to the alethi logoi, according to the true sense of being a king, okay?
Okay.
Poiesas,
Doing,
having
having
done
done,
the following, okay? You can see here that we've got a pattern here, this in Herodotus, okay? So we've got the verb, the main verb, etel eosa, and we've got a participle, right? Okay, we also have this one, eipon, finite verb, participle, right? Okay. Vuon, participle, finite verb.
okay, that makes sense.
So, having done the following, he what?
He,
Having diataxas,
appointed,
appointed,
guards,
spear
spear bearers,
spear carriers, and okay, this
a
comes
porter,
from, well, this is from thura,
which is door,
which is a door, thura, and
so
the
one who tends the door,
horao, right?
see the door,
A door
a
watcher.
door watcher.
Okay.
Is that singular?
No, these are plural.
These are both plural?
Mhm. We've got oos, right? Oos,
Yes.
oos, oos. Okay.
Messengers?
Message forus. So we've got
Carriers?
message carriers, yeah. And taloipa panta. Taloipa panta.
And everything else.
Everything else. Everything else. So having done that, he erka. From arco. Oops.
I don't know what that means.
Well, what's an archon?
It's a leader of some
Yeah.
sort. So he led?
Archon. Yeah, he led.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And what's the tense of erka? Sorry.
It's not present. It's
From arco.
which one's the one that's beginning a time period? Is that perfect?
Imperfect.
Imperfect. Is
Okay.
this imperfect?
It's imperfect.
Okay.
So we have the lengthen of the temporal
He
augment.
began to lead.
He was
Or having-
leading. He was leading.
He was leading. So that temporal augment, when it goes on the alpha, it changes to an
And then
eta.
it just lengthens it, yeah. Kainun,
And now,
and now, and this is, we've got a question, okay? Ace, yeah,
in what?
into what, or to what
To
do these things
these things.
find the tie?
From Bino,
So it's neuter plural, so this is singular, these
Mhm.
things. Phino. Phino, ephenon, from which we get the word phenomena. Phenomena, okay.
is it like,
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Okay, so remember, he ephena ton orathon logon, Talking about-
Here?
made apparent, okay?
Okay,
So what do these things appear
to bring,
to bring, okay, to what do these things appear to carry? Okay, that's literally, okay, but remember, so how would we interpret this in English? Well, one way of thinking about it is our idiom, when we say, when we talk about a road or a pathway, we say that this road takes you or takes one to Nashville, okay? So the road takes one, okay? The idiom in Greek is the road carries one, Pharaoh, using Pharaoh. So, and he asked them, to what, where does this appear to you to be going? Okay? What are we to make of this? Okay, so you said, yes, that this child, if he survives, he's going to have to rule. Well, here's what happened. Okay, he ruled among his kids. So what do you think this means? And they gave on
They said,
the hoi magoi.
the Magi said, they said if he is around on one hand and he kinged,
He
With
kinged,
lead,
and he kinged, and he served as king. If Hopias, if the child
if the
did not.
child, okay. If the child is around and acted as king, from
So not ek pronoias tinos.
not from foresight,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
from like foreknowledge.
Or we might think of this as either, we would say one way of thinking of this pronoias is unintentionally, okay, without sort of planning, without sort of planning ahead of time. In other words, if you didn't set this up, okay, and it just happened, okay. I mean, if you planned it this way, well, maybe not, but there was no, this just happened, okay? So this is a reflection of fate. So if this, then darse, it's the imperative from darseo.
Be of confidence.
Yeah,
So wait,
cheer up.
so how? So I'm trying to think like how literally to translate that little
From
part in bracket.
me ek pronoias,
Yeah.
not from some plan or forethought or intention.
And then the imperative.
So take heart, heneka tutu.
Oh crap! Wrote that in about so recently. Is it an adverb?
Or it's a postposition.
It's a postposition. Okay.
On account of this.
On account of these things.
On account of this thing, tutu, on account of this. And eka,
Have
a thumon agathon.
like a room.
A thumos. Yeah. But what kind of pseudophys? An agathos.
Strong.
Not strong, but a good.
The good.
Okay, an agathos. Okay. Gar.
Because
Hopais u, how to say?
the child will not leave.
Will not be eta to deuteron. Still to deuteron. This is adverbial. A second time.
The second time.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, okay.
Mhm.
Because, so they're saying, but even though the child has survived
Mhm.
and ruled among his peers, he
Yeah.
won't replace you.
So their interpretation came true. It all came true.
Okay.
So this is a little, they're explaining how this all happened, so this is a little bit difficult, okay? Okay. Parasmikra, okay,
That's small, right?
small,
Because, oh,
So, enia ton logon, okay? And para, remember, para plus the accusative means sort of direction toward, right? Okay. Because eniatologion,
because, the saying from the oracle,
or some enia
some,
of our pronouncements,
okay,
and this is accusative neuter, I mean neuter plural,
okay,
because a few of our pronouncements. So, kekoreka. Well, let's figure out what we can about that word. What kind of word is it? It's a verb, right? What's the tense of the verb? Perfect, right? And it's third person singular, right? Because it goes with the plural neuter noun, okay, subject. So a few of these pronouncements have something. Para smikra.
small thing,
Yeah, to
too small to be.
two small things or to small degree, right? Okay. Parasmikra. So, and we've seen this verb, koreo, right? Koreo. We've seen it related to, for example, kora and korion. Korion. And I think we've seen it in ana koreo. Okay, so it's related to the concept of territory, of place, okay, and
An area.
an area. So ana koreo means to literally occupy an area or move to an area up. This can mean to retreat. Okay?
Was Katakure, was that like to settle somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, I think we have that one as well.
So this is using a sort of a spatial concept metaphorically.
Okay.
So they turn out, okay, they occupy, they go. So some of our pronouncements, some of the pronouncements for us turn out or go parasmikra to small things.
Okay.
Okay.
Which means what exactly?
Well, that they said, well, he's going to rule, right? So,
So there are less impressive
yeah, forms of
ways that
ruling.
they're.
Okay.
Okay.
And kaita and the things ekomana,
Things that.
things that are being held, ekona, ton oneraton, and this again in a cognitive sense, that are considered, the things considered of the oneraton. Remember, he turns over the enhypnion to the oneropolus, right?
You want,
What's an oneraton, oneraton?
Sorry, can you just say what you just said again?
This is, remember, we've seen this, we say this in describing the people to whom Astyages goes with his enhypnion,
The dream.
dream interpreters, right?
Mhm.
So the things of dreams, the things that we consider of dreams,
Okay.
teleos, which is the same thing as telos, in the end, they erkatai,
Come or ride.
go ace asthenes, into asthenes. So this is into weak things, into trivial things.
Okay.
Okay, so Astyages amebetai
He responds
with the following. O magoi, magi, altos ema.
He is.
Ema, esta.
Oh, I am.
I myself am.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I myself am pleistos, which is the superlative of polus.
Is that, it's not wealthy.
No,
It's,
it's plutos. So polus, right? Polus. Pola, many, most. So I am most.
Okay.
I am most. And then we've got gnome. Well, it comes from gignosko. Yeah. Well, it's what one has when one gignosko. It's I am most of all with regard to this opinion, this idea, this thought, this thinking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going along with you. I think that's a great idea. Okay. Taute, for this reason.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of idiomatic expressions, okay? A lot of expressions that you can't necessarily derive from the meaning of individual words and their grammatical relationship to one another. So we've got a number of things in this, but this is good. This is really important because as you're getting sensitized to things that are part of the natural or authentic forms of expression. Okay. All right, so
Is that a participle?
it's onomastentos is a participle,
Yeah.
right? And we've got a basileros. And what case is this? To esta hypoptosis. To paidos,
That's genitive.
genitive.
So it's a genitive absolute.
Genitive absolute, right?
Being named, king.
Having been named king, with the child having been named king.
The child having been named king.
Now, okay, so this is all an indirect discourse, right? Because I am of the opinion that.
Right.
Okay, I am of the thought that with the child having been named king,
Is that a?
That.
negative?
and that's the infinitive, that ton meiron ex heke.
The dream.
And that the dream has, this is heko, remember? Heko. Oops.
which means I have arrived.
Okay,
So it has turned out. It has come to be,
The dream has come to
has
me.
turned out.
right? And that the ton paida,
The child,
this child, two ton paidas,
this child.
okay? And more, for me, is
No.
uden, is no,
This
dinon, is nothing.
trouble.
Troubling, or we have Denosauros from this. Terrible lizard, right? Okay. Is nothing troubling or terrible. In other words, he represents no threat to me.
Okay.
All right, so we've got one more sentence here of this, of what he has to say.
Okay.
So let's see if we can work this out. Homos. So this is an adverb, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, so in just the same, okay, just the same, sum volusata moi.
With.
Yeah.
With being but it's
So
active.
it's, okay, and what's the person?
Resulting.
Huh?
Is that third singular?
No.
No.
Ata. Lego, leges, lege, legomen, legeta, legusa.
So that's second.
Second plural, okay,
So he's addressing the magi.
that's right, uh-huh.
Okay.
And we've got the sa,
Which is not
which is what?
present.
Aorist. But
Mm.
what don't we have? We don't have a temporal augment, so what is this? Not imperfect. No, if we haven't got a temporal augment, he's what? This is an aorist. It's another mood.
Is it an imperative?
It's an imperative,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So counsel with me.
Okay.
Why? Just the same, okay?
Okay.
Counsel with me.
Okay.
Counsel with me. You, so pere skepsomenoi, okay, so we've got another participle, right?
Yeah.
You who have done this, been doing this. Skepto, okay?
Like. Like skeptical.
Yeah. So, and this is related to scopeo, right? So having looked around, okay, a little considered
Mhm.
around, you, well, in other words, you who have looked out for me in the past, right? Consult with me, advise, okay? Tamele, the things that are about to happen are asphalestata,
Can we look at the middle?
absolutely. So hutos essa who hyperthetikos typos is the superlative form to epithetic Q of the um, adjective, of the adjectival form of asphales. And asphales, hoi intercato e costoi anagnosmata in aptitude, which you've encountered in the 24th sort of thing. Asphales.
I remember seeing them, but I don't remember what was the-
Well, since we're out of time,
I'll
you
figure it out.
can figure it out. Okay, good.